We're already in May, and you guys know what's coming up next, don't you? The 10th of May is officially Mother's Day, so ViniiTube here has a cool list for you. Anime moms are a dime a dozen, so we'll use this special day to remember some of them. However, we're going to make this one more unique. I won't be talking about nice moms who wear that signature hairstyle and exist to die in order to further the plot. Sorry, Trisha Elric. Also, we're not having a countdown of those rather sexually charged moms, okay? So, sorry, Mamako. What we're going to do is a countdown of the worst mothers in anime. Yep, you heard it right. Strap yourself down as we go through some of the most horrible and atrocious moms the world of anime has brought us. Starting off the list is the kid's favorite caretaker in Gracefield House. With her gentle and kind-hearted facade, Isabella has won the hearts of the Gracefield House's children. She treats them well, takes good care of them, and gives them the time of their lives. So, what could possibly go wrong? Well, being heavily involved in a system that aims to have demons harvest children, for one. They had us in the first half though, didn't they? Can't lie. She does have a moment of cruelty where she gets to show off her mean streak. Breaking Emma's leg isn't nice, and leading Crone to her doom also counts, even if I think that far less people liked Crone anyway. Isabella finds herself just at number 10 because if you look at things in different angles, Isabella's not that bad after all. Instead, what you have is a tragic story of a foster mother who can't escape the system. She manages to survive the culling in her generation and became promoted to being a mom, but at what cost? Ninth on the list is Kikyo Zoldyck. The matriarch of the Zoldyck family doesn't look like a bad mom at first glance with that icy demeanor and that bandaged face that's gone through some shit. However, things aren't that bad when you put things into perspective and her relationship with her children. For me, the core trait for Kikyo is her clinginess, or basically how hands-on she becomes when testing her children, especially her favorite one, Killua. Nevertheless, her trials come in some twisted forms, outright causing the deaths of numerous people in the past, including servants of the Zoldyck household. Following our trend of not-so-bad moms starting the list, Kikyo stays at the 9th spot because aside from her cruel tests, I guess she doesn't seem so bad when you put her beside the upcoming moms on the list. Up next is Marianne v Britannia. A mother fondly remembered by her son, it's her death that set the plot into motion. You probably think that you've seen the last of this woman through Lelouch's memories. However, this woman hides a dark secret. Well, first of all, she actually lived on by using her powers to transfer her soul to Anya, so she's not actually dead all along. Second, while not to the extent that her husband reached, she does qualify as an abusive parent who never showed concern for her children, even going to the point of manipulating them in order to get them on her side. Her agenda would be akin to rewriting the world along with her husband. Granted, she plotted to do this for the sake of her children, but going to the lengths of manipulating them did leave a sour aftertaste for a lot of Code Geass fans back then. Does the end justify the means? I'll leave that for you to decide. Number 7 is Assassination Classroom's Hiomi Shiota. So you think you've got strict parents? Just be thankful you don't have one that oversteps like Hiomi. Among control freaks of moms in anime, Hiomi would likely be a candidate for the trope's poster girl. Being extremely controlling of Nagisa and forcing him to dress and be like a girl, practically every decision Nagisa makes has to go through Mommy, one who some could even compare to being a sociopath. Even Goro-sensei gets a taste of her fits of anger when someone dares defy her. You know the clincher? Hiomi treats her son this way all because she gave birth to a son instead of a daughter. To be fair though, Hiromi's disastrous childhood under similarly strict parents bore her into where she was at the start of the series. After numerous failures in her life, she attempted to live the life she wanted through her child. Finding herself at number 6 is Irene Belserion. With all the memes about Urza and how overpowered she is in the fairy tale universe, you gotta think what kind of parent would give birth to such a juggernaut. Not the best one, to be honest. Boasting a status as the strongest female wizard of the Spriggan 12, Irene and Urza have no love lost for each other. For Irene, she always looked at her child as a curse, a reminder of one of the darkest and most messed up backstories in the entire fairy tale series. Hence, she dumped Urza, which began the long journey that soon brought her child into the fairy tale guild. Irene may have been one cruel mom, but in the end of her battle against Urza, we still see some of the last remnants of her motherly love. Even all the way to the end, she still can't bring herself to kill her daughter. 5th on the list is Medusa Gorgon. Forget how Soul Eater's first antagonist spends her run in the series as a sinister and manipulative witch. Even with all of those out of the way, she passes the terrible mom test with flying colors. Her treatment of Krona is all you need to look at to get a glimpse of how low she can get. Locking up Krona for disobeying her orders to kill rabbits is just the tip of the iceberg. How about manipulating events and having the master plan of Krona killing her in order to complete the Black Blood? To say that Krona is without love would be debatable. I mean, you can say that she loves Krona, but she does in her own twisted and sadistic way. I don't know about you, but Medusa for me has absolutely no redeemable qualities whatsoever if we don't count her admittedly cool design. At number 4 is Akemi Hinazuki. How can we forget Akemi Hinazuki? One of the most memorable moments for all the wrong reasons in Erased is seeing the poor sight of Kaio being abused by her mom. An unfortunate abusive relationship with her husband and the resulting divorce caused this mother to release her frustrations on her daughter, and it was definitely ugly. She fittingly served as the other antagonist while the mysteries about the one who killed Satoru and Kaio take a slight backseat. And boy, was she one effective hate-sing. I doubt anyone watching Erased could even stand her. It did feel cathartic to see her abusive nature get exposed and Kaio being freed from her after all she did. She did reveal some humanity after being confronted, but it's little too late for anyone to feel sympathy for her at that point. Third place on the list is Big Mom. Big Mom from One Piece is the matriarch of quite a large crew of her biological children. However, when it comes to mothers, she's probably one of the worst any child could ask for. If her appearance doesn't already trigger some warning signs and red flags, it does actually get much worse than that. For Big Mom, most of her children are just army pieces to her. Pawns, pieces of her collection, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't make it any better. Big Mom's the type of mother who's not above attacking or loathing her children for various things. Overbearing to a fault, she's not exactly the model for a good mother. Yeah, I can't see anyone begging to have Big Mom as a mother anytime soon. Probably one of the worst deals you can get in her mad quest to be the Pirate King. They say that the ones who show up the least in anime could have the greatest impact. Such a statement is all the more true when you take a look at Psyche Gas. Yuno's adaptive mother, Psyche, is the one who is responsible for Yuno descending into madness. Despite not being shown a lot in the anime proper, it's Psyche's treatment that finally broke Yuno. That treatment includes starving her, punishing her in bizarre and harsh ways, as well as psychologically torturing her. Yuno finally snapped and subjected her to the same treatment. While two wrongs certainly don't make a right, I doubt that anyone shed any tears of pity at what happened to Psyche. If anything, you'd have more people saying that she deserves it because, come on guys, look at what she did. It would be hard to disagree, wouldn't it?
私一人にこの子を押し付